What's up all you revolutionaries out there? It's Relentless here bringing you a Division build video. And before we get into the video, I want to give a shout out to Revolution Gaming. Check out their Facebook community. It's the most awesome non-toxic gaming community out there on all things Division and all things gaming. Not just Division, but all games. And also check out the Gleam link in the description below. Click on it, follow the steps, and you'll be entered into the PS4 or Xbox One S giveaway. Also, since the ads are crappy right now on YouTube, if you'd like to become a patron, that link is also in the description below. And by becoming a patron, you get all the rewards that are listed in the patron link, and you get quadruple the entries into all future giveaways as long as you remain a patron. But without further ado, let's hop right into this build video. As you can see, I'm 5-piece Lone Star classified with a Vigorous. Now, the idea setup that I would like, yeah, some people would say the 6-piece, but the 6-piece is only like 50% chance on actually getting that 6-piece, which is Berserker. And the Berserker is when a weapon has 50% of its magazine remaining, there is a 75% chance to receive a bonus that activates when the final bullet is fired from the current magazine. Once activated, the magazine is instantly refilled, weapon damage and fire rate is increased by 20%. The bonus is cancelled by reloading, swapping weapons, or exiting combat. Now, if you get the timing down right, especially like with the Hungry Hog, as you see here, since it does have a low fire rate, that would tremendously, the damage and the RPM would be great. But as of right now, all I have is these 5 pieces, but it still works. I'd like to. The only thing I do not have, haven't come across, is the chest piece. Now, just for these alone, I have run the DZ completely melt. Did a 2v1 in DZ 9 that was on the end of my stream. Go check it out. That was earlier today. Completely melted them away. Great for PvE, especially if you're doing any LS or incursions or anything like that. Completely melts and shreds. But I would prefer the 5-piece with maybe Savage, or especially the 5-piece with a specialized backpack, so that way I can get my skill power up around 170k. And that would make the survivability of this build even more potent. But let's hop into the weapons. XG Hungry Hog, 29.2k base with Fierce, Deadly, and Glutton, which is killing a target increases your damage dealt by 10% until you stop firing. Weapon kills stack this bonus up to 5 times. Instead of the extended magazine, I'm looking for a good heavy spring magazine that will, instead of the 4.8% fire rate, it would give it a 10% fire rate, well, which would be a little bit better than what it is, and still have at least 100 rounds in the magazine. Currently, it's over 200 rounds, and I have crit hit chance, and of course the fire rate. And the large optics, 18% crit hit damage, 3% crit hit chance, 5.5% headshot damage, large muzzle, crit hit damage stability, and crit hit chance. And then the underbarrel is crit hit damage, accuracy, and reload speed. Moving on to the infantry MG5 with brutal, deadly, and destructive. 116 magazine size, crit hit chance, crit damage, the trifecta, and the large optics with crit hit damage, headshot damage, and crit hit chance. Large muzzle, also the trifecta, crit hit damage, headshot damage, and crit hit chance. Underbarrel, crit hit damage, optimal range, and reload speed. Now, in the earlier stream, I was running 2 MG5s, which worked out really well. And once I find the other one, here we go. It has Deadly, Adept, and Fierce. Now, I was trying to stack crit chance as much as possible, but we all know, when it comes to LMGs, you can only get so much. And currently, my crit chance is only 14% with 111% critical hit damage and 109% crit hit damage. Now, I was running with a Pulse, and that helps out tremendously. As you can see, 15% damage to elites, 15% enemy armor damage, and just 7% skill haste. Survivability, 207 in my health pool, 303k toughness, and my armor mid is 31.57, and health regeneration is 10.3k. Now let's hop into the gear itself. No surprise here, like I said, Vigorous has a good firearms roll with skill haste and health ammo capacity, which is ammo capacity you don't really need since it is the Lone Star set, with 2 firearms mods and skill power. Now let's move on to the classified, the meat of this build. Low armor roll on this mask. I hope to get another one pretty soon with better armor on it, and that would put my toughness up to probably around 306, 307k, and have 1385 in electronics and in skill power. And if you are no stranger to my builds, it's 5 things rolled and only 4 with firearms, and the mask always with electronics and skill power. And the reason why I say mask is because it's skill power on the major attribute and electronics, and that way, you know, if you're going for a DPS build, then it gives you survivability, plus you throw out a lot of damage. And then the mod slot is 250 firearms and 3,111 skill power. If you don't know the talents for a Lone Star, it's 100% ammo capacity, 8% LMG damage, and shotgun damage. When the weapon is holstered, it is instantly refilled, so that's why you can run 2 of the same weapon types. And instead of reloading, especially it takes so long with LMGs especially, you can just holster them and pretty much just switch weapons, keep switching them back and forth when you run out, and it'll completely refill the magazine. A 5-piece bonus, 12% LMG damage, 12% shotgun damage, and 50% ammo capacity. Now moving on to the knee pads, 1511 armor. I believe this is 1390 in the main stat of my firearms with 15,787 health, damage to elites, burn resistance, and shock resistance. In the mod slots, we have firearms, skill power, and first aid self-heal. Moving on to the backpack. Decent armor roll here at 1258. Good firearms roll, major attribute health, and then the minor bleed resistance. And in the mod slots, firearm skill power and 6% first aid self-heals. Moving on to the gloves, LMG damage, crit hit chance, crit damage, and 1376 in firearms. And moving on to the holster, 989 base armor, good stats across the board, 1364, 1397, and 1389 with 7594 in health. And you can re-roll 2 things on your classified gear, so that way pretty much even the crappiest gear can be made pretty decent and good, just because of the main stats to go up to a 1401. And if you roll health on your chest piece, your backpack, and your knee pads, then you can achieve around 300k toughness without having to spec anything into stamina whatsoever. And if you don't like the additional skill power, I've accumulated probably around 13 to 14,000 extra just from my mods alone. Take that away, and then that puts my skill power on 135k. I'd rather have skill power and firearms mods instead of the skill haste, because I'd like to have more meat in my heal, so I get more heal over that nice chunk instead of getting, you know, just a reduced 5 to 10 seconds on just a flat mediocre half bar health bar coming back as a heal. Okay, now we're here at the firing range, and let's see how it does. Crit to the body, 68k. Non-crit, 33k. Moving on to the head, 67.8 non-crit. And 103k with crit. That's the Hungry Hawk. Now for the MG5, 52 to the head, 81 crit to the head. Body, 25.3k to the body, non-crit. And 53.4 crit to the body. Now if you want to see what it goes and looks like against some NPCs, then now I'm going to run and kill a boss right quick. So here we are in DZ1. The sun is shining up through the buildings. Birds are chirping. Let's go kill something. Yeah, usually the 1 through 4 and 5, I mean, everybody's still just PvPing around here. Love the way the new headshots are. And there you have it. Wonder if this guy is actually going to try something. It doesn't matter if he does, then we'll just mow him down too. But ideally, when a PvP situation on this particular build using the LMGs, it's better at mid-range than it is up close. Just due to the fact LMG and everybody's using running AORs, SMGs, or shotguns. So going that route, you can hit fire. The hip fire is not all that accurate, but it can be done. But as you can see, it's a good solo PvP or PvE build. I set this one up primarily for PvE, but it will work either or due to the enemy armor damage, the damage to elites that it has on it. But this is your boy Relentless. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, ground and pound that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that way you're instantly notified when videos or I will start live streaming. But thank you guys so much for your support.